Have you ever been in that position where you need to do something totally different to what you've done before? Or you've got a big decision in front of you? You know, it could be, where do you go on your holiday? Or it could be, which job do I take? Or what side hustle do I start? Or which person that I'm speaking to do I take more seriously to start dating? Or what new exercise routine should I try? Or what new diet should I try? You know, what new car should I buy? What house should I move into? What country should I move to? Like, these are all big decisions, and they can be quite hard to know for sure what we want. So the way that I've been able to make sure that I can improve my life and keep moving forward without being so set on the outcome that I lose sight of all of the finer details of life. Many times in my life, I've changed direction rapidly. Just to tell you of a couple. So when I was about 18, 19, I was really up to no good in my local area. We were doing every dodgy, illegal way of making money you could imagine. We were on it. And I took a sharp left at one point. I resat all my A-levels, the first year and the second year A-levels, all in the same exam window. That then got me enough to get into university, and I left, and now I've gone from being a roadman to being a first-class university graduate who then gets onboarded into a fast-track to executive leadership scheme at a big bank in England. I then leave that bank consciously because they wouldn't pay me anymore, and I was 26 in a leadership role of leading 150 people. So I left and I changed jobs. From there, I really started to bring new things into play in my life at a really fast rate and pace. So when I left that bank, I thought, is this going to improve my life? How is it going to help? Well, and my thinking was, if I go to one new job, what I'll be able to do is shortly after move to a third new job, and I can now be a contractor. Now, my thinking wasn't guaranteed. I didn't know for sure if when I got there, I would go on to be a contractor. I was actually open when I got to the new job, the startup. I was actually open to staying there for a longer period of time, but I know what I wanted in order to make that happen. Anyway, what I've found is to first of all think really big about my long-term most ideal scenario, most ideal outcome when I'm 60. And when I work back, for that long-term vision to happen, what's the outcomes that I need? Now, once I know what those outcomes are, I now have an anchor for all of my different ideas. And I can now validate which idea do I think is going to help me the most. Once I've selected what I'm going to do, it's now an open experimentation. Like, I think if I take these steps, do this activity, I will get this new outcome, more money, better career prospects, ability to buy a house, learn something about myself to do with spirituality or understanding the way that my brain works more effectively. By being able to experiment with these topics, I'm then able to enjoy the journey of moving forwards in life without being just rigidly focused on that one area. In my first 3.5 years of working for big corporates, I really struggled to think of anything other than work. I was solely thinking of work. As a result, I didn't keep on top of some personal relationships that I should have. I wasn't exercising or keeping myself fit in any way, shape or form. And I found that I was always thinking about work even when I wasn't working. And I was essentially living to work instead of working to live. And this process of consciously experimenting with moving forward really saved my life experience from being one that's just totally in the weeds all the time, only focused on, how I'm moving forward, to then being focused instead on appreciating life in all of its aspects, keeping fit, nurturing the right relationships, staying open to meeting new people and finding new things and being wrong, but also still moving forward with the aspect of life that I'd chosen to. And then when I stop and reflect whether this new thing I've started to do is taking me to the outcome that I wanted, when I reflect on whether it is or isn't, 99% of the time I've ended up learning something irrelevant to what I was trying to achieve, but it's the one that will stick with me. For example, in this pursuit of career development, I then found that I was focusing on how my life can be used for that workplace. And it made me realize that life is way more than just working for someone. And then it forced me to think about what life holistically means and is for me. So look, I hope that's helped. Comment below. What's your thoughts? What are you experimenting with right now?